This is AI Studio, where top-notch experts analyze the latest trends of artificial intelligence. I'm your host, Leventa. Let's get started. So here we go with yet another English language episode of AI Studio. Welcome, everybody. And you know what? For the first time ever, we'll be using Skype to talk to our guest. So I'm really excited about how this whole thing is going to work out. Content-wise, we're also in good hands, since our guest today is a top-notch expert of digital transformation and digital marketing. Attila Tóth is digital strategist and managing partner at Cognitive Creators. His company is based in the UK, but Attila travels a lot, so that's why we thought it would be best if we just give him a call. Hi, Attila. Great to have you on the show. How are you doing?
Hi, Leventa. Thanks for the invitation. Doing good and looking forward to discuss.
Perfect. But you know what? Before we deep dive into our topic, let's just briefly talk about the fact that your company is a member of the Hungarian AI Coalition, which is the ultimate stakeholder platform of the AI ecosystem in Hungary. So why did you think it was so important to join the stakeholder forum? And how actually does AI Coalition support the business ecosystem in Hungary?
A good starting point. While our agency is based in the UK, we have multiple offices in Europe, including one in Budapest. So our Hungarian office last year proved itself very well, being ranked by Clutch in the top 4 firms over 115 Hungarian digital agencies, meaning Hungary is becoming more and more important as a market for us. And when the AI Coalition was introduced to us, we really like the initiative as ourselves see and use the power of innovation. And AI is a technology innovation that is critical for the upcoming years in the business transformation.
Great. I mean, that's pretty convincing. It really makes sense for you guys to take part actively in the activities of the AI Coalition. I really encourage you to continue to do so, as a communications lead of this operation. And it's really great to have you guys on board. But now it's time to switch to our real topic today, which is artificial intelligence in marketing. As that's why we have you on the show, right? So for starters, let's look at the latest trends here, okay? And I thought it would be best to get started with the 5 Ps, maybe: planning, production, personalization, promotion, and performance. I know it sounds a lot, but let's just go one step at a time, and let's take a look at it that way.
Sure. It's interesting how you put the 5 Ps in front and why the 5 Ps are widely known in terms of marketing. I think the first notable change is the impact of technology on the 5 P. So technology is such a game changer that can rewrite, extend, and improve this model. And this is what actually happened with the 5 P model. While it is still in use, a new model is on the rise, the model of 6 Rs. And why I'm not going to go into details, 6R stands for getting in the right time, with the right message, through the right channel, in the right way, to the right audience, with the right budget.
Well, I didn't see this one coming. Apparently, the 5 Ps are so 2015. Now we've got the 6 Rs to deal with. Luckily, our expert has it all covered, and he's going to provide the big picture by mentioning some use cases.
And the first use case are the technical giants, the big tech companies, who are basically advertising platforms, such as Google with its Google Ads platform or Facebook with its Facebook Ads platform. In this case, the role of AI is to assist in data processing. For example, when you start a campaign today on Facebook, you will see that your ad in the first period, depending from the campaign, this can be hours or even days, will have a learning status. So it's it's interesting to see that your campaign is learning. And this applies the same way for Google's ad engine as well. And while the machine learning is used in a different way, they have both these platforms similar goals: to learn from existing data in order to grant better ad placement and ad delivery. So Google also has an initiative to create a box solution, meaning that you set your KPIs and Google's algorithm decides on the targeting. Personally, my point of view, I think this is not yet driving the results that businesses are expecting, but will be improved for sure in the near future. The data they collect goes across their ad services. For example, in the case of Google, search ad data is connected with display data and video data. The last one being actually YouTube, as Google owns YouTube.
Yeah,
So
right.
if you want to put it in a picture, this is also happening on Facebook, just in a different model, because they are connecting the Facebook native data with Instagram data, with WhatsApp data, and Oculus and all the channels they are having. So in this case, the general use case is related to processing and understanding huge data repositories. And this can help these platforms identify common occurrences, trend lines that assist in making their ad engine better for their customers, so better actually for businesses. So that's the
Mhm.
first use case when we talk about the role of AI.
Okay.
The second use case is related to technology products that offer AI-driven software as a service. The role of these in marketing varies based on the solution. To give an example, AI can help you analyze keywords and predict which ones will drive your customers that have a high possibility to make a purchase. For example, such tool is Morphle.io. Just had
Mhm.
an interesting discussion with these guys this week. And what they do is really amazing because you can learn from your keyword history what customers are actually looking for and how likely is that they are going to buy your product if they came through certain keywords. And
So
that's
it's all
really
about conversion, right? At the end of the day.
exactly, exactly. It's all about sales at the end of the day.
The third use case Attila mentions concerns the case when big brands decide to implement a custom AI solution within their organization. Failure is a huge risk, though, since it's tough to engage the right expertise. Yet, it's still worth a shot as it has enormous potential to deliver mind blowing business results.
For
Mhm.
example, Sky, the British telecommunications service provider, used artificial intelligence to personalize over 22 million customer experiences. Now,
Wow.
imagine that power of machine learning. So, but that's not a box solution. That's not a use case which you can just plug and play. That's a complex project with which can have, of course, a very long time frame. But at the end of the day, if you invest the time and energy to it and it has such results, then it's worth it.
Right. You've briefly mentioned the role of Facebook, and I really want to talk about social media a little bit more because, as we all know, artificial intelligence is huge in social media. What's more, I really have the feeling that by now, in a way, social media equals artificial intelligence. What are the best methods that work in this environment,
Mhm.
in your experience?
So if we don't take into account the first use case, so we are looking in the perspective of businesses, and you take it for granted that Facebook and Google uses AI. So in social media, Facebook, Instagram, and other media platforms use it. That's for their own benefit, of course, benefiting you as well.
However, from your own business perspective, it is social listening that matters the most when it comes to AI in social media.
Social listening and ad content performance. While you have the basic insights in your social media ad manager, for example, the Facebook business manager, those insights rarely talk about your content. They just show the campaign results, which is good. But for marketers, the end result is usually not enough because it's important to go a bit deeper to understand which creative content perform the best and which are the ones that are not helping you reach the KPIs you set.
So the rules of the game have changed, right? It seems to me. And sorry to interrupt. It's just, now that you're mentioning social listening, we just talked to Natical, a company focusing on social listening, and Peter Sekres, CEO and founder of Natical, was pointing out the same as you. So apparently, this is it, right? Social listening is what companies must focus on.
Yes. So when we want to achieve better results, let me give you an example. Let's say you have a social media campaign where your total budget is $50,000.
Mm-hmm.
With that amount, you can have one campaign with a campaign strategist that will attract you 25,000 visitors, and the other campaign with maybe a different strategist will get you 30,000 with the same amount of money. What's the difference? Both use the same audience, the same campaign configuration, but the main difference is their content strategy, what they used and how they used it. So social listening and AI tools can help in analyzing content and show what are the differences in content performance, content quality, and what actually is having an impact on your audience. That's the key idea here.
Perfect. Now let's talk about Hungarian companies a little bit, okay? To what extent are these companies forced to use the latest AI methods in marketing?
When it comes to native Hungarian companies, I have insights only on enterprise levels, so mainly the big corporates. What we see that they are conservative and sometimes even skeptical. So many large companies can have a long history and they build their path usually without digital and without much technology. A couple of years ago, digitalization started, but it's still not adapted on a national level, I would say. Both the World Digital Competitiveness Ranking and the European Commission place Hungary at the second part of the list when it comes to digitalization. Worldwide, Hungary, I think it's ranked somewhere on the place of 50, maybe 49th place, while in Europe on the 23rd.
So there's room for improvement.
It's room for improvement. And when it comes to artificial intelligence, the numbers are even lower because without a digital background that is prepared, you cannot really speak of any AI implementation. So you cannot have any AI improvement where the company has not digitalized its core processes.
Wow. So there's still many people out there who either believe it's just some mambo jumbo, right? Or they simply just ignore the fact that AI is coming. What's more, AI is here with us. Okay, Attila, I guess it's time to catch our breath and take a break here because it's time for our news section. See you in a bit.
See you.
An AI-driven health monitoring platform, Blue Dot, was the first to warn of the coronavirus outbreak. Its warning came not less than 9 days earlier than the one issued by the World Health Organization. Blue Dot uses an algorithm that relies on foreign language news reports, animal and plant disease networks, and official proclamations to give its clients advanced warning to avoid danger zones. Blue Dot also relies on global airline ticketing data that can help predict where and when infected residents are headed next. Once the automated data sifting is complete, human analysis takes over. Experts check that the conclusions make sense from a scientific standpoint, and then a report is sent to government, business, and public health clients. Some of the biggest names in artificial intelligence are betting on AI that helps warehouse robots pick up new tricks. Geoffrey Hinton and Jan LeCun, who shared this year's Turing Prize for their work on deep learning, have invested in Covariant.ai, a startup developing AI technology for warehouse bin-picking bots. By using reinforcement learning, Covariant.ai has developed a platform that consists of off-the-shelf robot arms equipped with cameras, a special gripper, and plenty of computer power for figuring out how to grasp objects tossed into warehouse bins. Picking up everyday boxes and plastic packages might sound trivial, and it is for most humans. However, workplace robots are still incredibly dumb and clumsy, and teaching them to grasp unfamiliar objects or those with complex shapes remains a holy grail of AI and robotics research. Citigroup is making a push for investors' dollars with a new digital robo-advisor that's free for customers with at least $50,000 in deposits or investments at the bank. That's the threshold needed to qualify for the bank's Citi Priority Bundle of banking services, which will soon include access to an automated investing program. Users answer a few questions related to risk appetite and investing timelines, and the software puts them into a pre-made portfolio of ETFs. While Citigroup is among the last of the biggest 6 US banks to launch a robo-advisor, it undercuts its rivals on price. The move is in line with a broader race to zero in the retail investing world.
Okay, we're back from the break and we're talking about AI in marketing with digital strategist Attila Tóth. He's helping us to understand how algorithm-driven solutions are disrupting marketing as we know it. Now, we all know about the three main advantages of AI. That is recommendation, prediction, and optimizing. But these are all positive things, right? But why don't we just talk about the negative parts and the negative side effects, so to say, of AI transformation? Because, that's the other side of the coin.
Exactly. Well, the biggest issue can come from the data source. Because let me give you an example. It's a bit drastic example. If you train your algorithm on a learning database that has images with meat and engagement numbers on this content, the algorithm will take it granted and will conclude that visuals that contain meat are more engaging than images that contain fruits or vegetables. So if the learning base is not good, then we have a problem. I can give you another example that happened in our workshop line. While helping one of our customers to promote a B2B product, we encountered some strange anomaly in the data. So our target audience was consuming industry-specific content related to engineering on weekdays, while on the weekend, the audience swapped for children's content.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, not only the tech, but also the human mind was challenged. Did we find a very strange user persona with mixed personalities? Well, the answer is no, we didn't. It was much simpler than that. On the weekend, what happened that was the device changed users. More exactly, the engineer parents gave their tablets for their kids to watch videos. So solely AI and tech will see only till the data lets it. But sometimes there are gaps, like in this scenario, and technology could point you in the wrong direction. So the human touch and creativity, it's not likely to be replaceable anytime soon.
Well, that's good to hear for certain, but I really don't want to focus on the dark factors of artificial intelligence. However, there's still one more thing, one more negative thing we need to touch upon, and that is fake personalization, because it's becoming a real issue here, and I really want to know how you can actually recognize it and what kind of businesses should be aware of it.
Yes, here we have a problem. So
that's what I was afraid of.
It's
getting scary
point.
now.
It's a good point, and I hope that who are listening this show will learn from this, because most of the companies might state they are using AI, even if they're using regular software technology. And businesses who don't have the right in-house experts or at least trusted external consultants are very easily trapped, thinking that they invested in AI, but in real life, they only invested in regular software. Well, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the software they sell doesn't solve certain needs. Usually they do. But many times they do it without AI and sell it as it was with AI.
True enough, it's hard to recognize when somebody tries to sell you fake AI, but Attila gives a practical example when that would be the case.
There's a sign that you can look for to find out whether the tool is really using AI or not. And this sign is how the tool is handling the data.
Mm-hmm.
Does it require a big data set that has a continuously growing data stream? Because if it doesn't require a huge data set, you might start questioning whether it uses AI or not. Because AI without data, it's not likely to work. So that's a first sign. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, if you think you are being trapped and being faked, try to reach out for people who understand AI and ask their opinion.
So you would definitely recommend that companies should either have like an in-house expert, in-house AI expert who can actually determine whether it's fake AI we're talking about, or they should have a consultant that helps them out with these questions, right?
Absolutely, but make sure that consultant has some track record in the AI, because again,
Okay, yeah. Well, that's that's an assumption I had from the very start on. Okay, so let's jump to big tech a little bit, if you're okay with it, because many believe that big tech takes it all, and only the giants, the behemoths, can prevail on the market because they have the largest chunks of data. Uh, do like ordinary businesses have any chance whatsoever, in your opinion, or they should just accept this situation?
yeah, well, the
And
bad
just
news, the bad news that
and just close shop and just or maybe
yeah,
it's not that bad yet. I don't know. You tell me.
okay, well, there's a bad thing. So the giants rule the world of digital ads, and that's the point where data is coming from.
Hmm.
They set their rules, and each of them focuses to get the most out of it. They set these circumstances for brands, and brands can decide if they want to use them or not. If they go for a channel, they are usually forced to respect these rules that are implied on that channel. These rules can be and usually are different on, let's say, Facebook or Google, and everything. So following these rules seems so natural that we stopped questioning whether we are using the channels they offer in the right way. And by the right way, I don't mean by following their rules. By the right way, I mean following our rules that lay on the background of value creation, because usually that's what is driving businesses, value creation. Now, to do that, we have to stop thinking that there's nothing to do, because that's not true. We don't need to win in the game where they are definitely ruling. We need to win in our game. A regular business, it's not likely to be able to collect data in a way like Google does it. For example, uh, if you are a small business, you won't have that power, you won't have the channels where data will be flowing in such way, for example, what Facebook has. But we have to look at the big tech companies as partners rather than competitors,
Hmm.
as they make these data channels available with their products. If we are smart, we have a great potential to use them.
Hmm.
If we just point fingers, well, then that's it. We can say it's an unfair game, but that won't help our businesses grow. So
Right.
that's my point on that.
Right. Okay, I really hope others and as many people as possible will share your approach and opinion. And actually, unfortunately, we're running out of time slowly but surely. And there's just one more last thing we can discuss today, and that is hyper personalization. It's another hot topic. So why don't we just take a look at what it is actually, and how can you actually start implementing it?
Well, this is the hottest topic, and the trend is coming from personalization. What Google, Facebook, and other tools mean when they promise personalized ad delivery, it usually is restricted to their own engine. For example, you can't personalize your ad based on keywords on Facebook because they lack keyword data. Vice versa, Google doesn't know who you follow on Instagram, so it cannot offer such personalization. I'm not sure if you see where I'm going, but each ad
Not
platform...
yet, but I'm following. I'm trying to follow.
Okay. So each ad platform is able to personalize content delivery by its own data, but it's very limited, and it's very limited thinking and very limited digital marketing strategy.
Right.
Let's assume you are Mercedes and you use both Google and Facebook ads. You have super optimized and super personalized ads on both of them separately, but you don't interconnect the data. So what we were used to name personalization, it should today named channel restricted personalization. And to really drive an impact, you need to have a different approach, the approach of hyper personalization. And that's the hottest emerging trend in AI. And in digital marketing, it's becoming a game changer, and it will reveal the power of real personalization. Let me give you an example. Let's say it's early winter. You live in Austria at the foot of the Alps. And by the way, you are not a fan of skiing.
What? An Austrian who's not a fan of skiing? Kind of weird, but you'll see in a second what Attila is getting at.
You're rather a passionate mountain biker who prefers to pedal even in wintertime. You're looking to buy some winter outfits, so you open your mobile and open your favorite online sports store. If that sports store is not using hyper personalization, you will see on their website ski and ice skate offers. If they use hyper personalization, you will see products related to cycling clothing, accessories related to cycling in rough and cold condition.
Right.
By the way, if you want to get regular updates on digital marketing and technology trends that are business relevant, we are launching a mini VD series on LinkedIn called Cognitive Trends. The first episode we roll out on February the 11th.
Great. Well, we'll definitely gonna check that one on LinkedIn for sure. And thank you so much for the information. And apparently, as you just said, hyper personalization is the thing, folks, to keep an eye out for. So I guess with this great takeaway, we're gonna wrap this up. This great podcast. Thank you so much, Attila, for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for the invitation.
And guys, thank you for listening. See you in the next episode.
You listen to AI Studio, a podcast by the Hungarian Artificial Intelligence Coalition, which is the ultimate stakeholder forum of the local AI ecosystem. If you have any comments, ping us via our social media channels, and please help spread the word by sharing our content. Don't forget to subscribe and rate the show, and thanks a lot for listening. We'll be back in our next episode with more great insights on AI.